All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Laura Canfield Show, the Awaken Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And today we are launching the Summer-Autumn 2020 season. And we are starting off the season with my good friend, Laurie Reyon, and Master Cat Puddah is here with us as well, I'm sure. And I'm excited because we're going to be talking about and working with the dolphins today and the whales. We're going to be talking about conscious evolution with the whales and dolphins. We're going to be doing a healing energy process as well. We're also going to be taking some live Q&A. And so it's really important to, talk about who the dolphins are, who the whales are, how they can help us, what wisdom they hold. And so we're going to talk to Laurie about all of that and so much more, of course. And for those of you who don't know Laurie Reyon, she's been with us before on our show many times, and I'm so glad that she's back with us again. She is an internationally known interspecies communicator and soul healer, and her gifts allow her to speak to the animals and the angels and translate their messages to humanity. And she specializes in communication with the great whales and dolphins and recognizes these cetaceans as ancient beings and master healers on this planet. So Laurie Reyon is going to talk to us a little bit more about all of that. She's going to talk to us about the Omnidimensional Mystery School in Southern California. She's going to be talking about the whales and the dolphins and how they work with us and how they support us. We're going to be talking about DNA as well. And, oh my goodness, I'm so excited because this is the beginning, like I said, of a brand new season. And there's so much to talk about, so much to share. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. So Laurie, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Me too. So, we've been talking about the whales and the dolphins for a while. Last time you were on our show, we talked about them as well. But it's like their energy is so powerful, and there's so much wisdom, and there's so much that they are sharing with us right now, with humanity, and helping with healing, but also with the Akashic Records, and and the DNA. So I really want to just jump right into it today because, you're an expert, when it comes to whales and dolphins and healing and messages and so on. So let's start off by first just talking a little bit about the whales and dolphins and who they are and why they are helping us at this time, because some people may not know.
Okay. Well, the whales have been on the planet, they tell us, some 300 plus million years. That's a long time. So they really are the elders. And the whales that are here that speak to me exclusively in the sense of why they're here are the humpback whales. And I think you'll find if you research this and you look at, there are a few people on the planet besides me that do this. I'm not the only one that would tell you that the whales have shared also that with them. So we would call them the cosmologists, the epic doctors, so to speak. But we had to reach a certain vibration as humans, basically, I think, to connect to them. And for me, I did that through accessing the dolphins. The dolphins came to me when I lived in my home in Mexico every day for many years, and they were relentless with getting me to sort of learn their language and to branch out from just talking to cats and dogs, and to move into the frequency of just great joy. And then they became, I think, I would call them the bridge to reach the whale frequency. I didn't plan it. I didn't ask for it. Obviously, it's part of my soul contract, but in my consciousness as a human, I had no idea of any of this. And I was really blocked from all of this for a number of years because I had severe seasickness. I was born with it, I think. I used to get sick in the back of the car, and every time I flew, I threw up. And the multiple times I tried to be on a boat because I wanted to be on a boat. I loved the water. I just ended up being, violently ill over the edge, and it was sad, So I think it wasn't until 2005 that Grandma Chandra came to my house, and we were working together, and she looked right at me, and she's a telepath, and I'm one of her voices, but she said directly to me, telepathic. She said, "When are you going to do your real work?" And I said, "I am doing my real work." She said, "No, no, you're not. You have to be able to go on the boat. You need to be out there with them, standing up, giving the messages of the dolphins and whales, and bringing them to humanity. That's your real work." And I said, "Well, I can't. I get seasick." And she goes, "Wah, wah, wah." So heal it. Wow. What a challenge. And not only did she say heal it, she said, "I'm going to come back in 30 days. And we're going to do a boat trip together. And if you end up, vomiting over the edge, I'll do the messages to the people. But I think you can do it. I'm going to hold the space that you can do it. Just get with it. You can heal anything. Anyone can. I was like, whoa, I'd never been challenged. So anyway,
Awesome.
That was the beginning of my first time being out there and finding out that I could heal it, and I won't take you through all that, but I was, nervous wreck. And I just hardly ever now get sick. I mean, sometimes I think the energy's so strong with the work I do, and I do, sometimes I'll be on a boat and all of a sudden I'll just go, whoop, and I lose my lunch, but there's never the fever, the sickness, it's nothing. And it happens so seldom now that it's just, it's part of my world. So I'm just so grateful. And I think I really knew I was healed probably about 10 years ago when I went to Panama, and it was the first time on a liveaboard boat, and I found out that I could eat on the boat. And that was the real test, right? To be able to eat on the water when the water's moving. And so I'm so grateful that I have that now, that I can be with them. But again, the dolphins, which we're going to focus a little bit more on today than the whales. Usually it's the other way around. I focus more on the whales, but they are the cetaceans. They call themselves the cetacean nations. These are super sentient beings that literally, have been here for millions of years. The dolphins, about 30 million years. And they tell us that they're us in the future, that they are actually we're related to them. We have the same quantum DNA structure, which makes them perfectly suited to be what they call the epigeneticists for Earth. And I only found this out, this came to me in 2008. I had a major download from the dolphins in the Red Sea. And they said that they were star beings, of course, and they were coming and they were putting themselves into the water of the Red Sea because where there was so much war on the planet. And that they had received the permission from Source to start to actually calibrate the dormant DNA strands. That we all have 12 DNA strands. I don't know if you know that.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it, but I wasn't focused on it. Now I am, of course. That most of us had been cut down to 2 strands of DNA after Atlantis, which just basically put us in a survival mode.
Yeah.
I don't know, anybody can relate to that? Just living your life in survival and not really being in joy or happiness, which is not your true state. Your true state is to be an avatar, really, to have all of your gifts calibrated and to be a conscious creator here, able to use your consciousness to create whatever you need and want, and also to help heal the planet and other people, humanity. So that, and again, 2008 came into my world when I was already doing what I would say is whale healings. And I was just acting on faith. I'm not a scientist. I did study veterinary medicine in school, so I have a science background, but it didn't really interest me. What interested me more was the spiritual path and the understanding of there's so much more in the multidimensional layers of us. And in what I call the team, I had a near-death experience in '94. And when I came back, I had full memory of the other side, and very addictive. That's why I think most of us don't get that opportunity, because that's all you can think about is, going back home. It's so beautiful there. So once I got that, back in track, and, I kind of went through the depression, then the dolphins came and they really helped me. And at that time I was living with the previous incarnation of the same soul that is Puddah now, is Puddah. And he would sit with me every day, and he'd just say, let's write another prayer. So all he wanted to do was write prayers, and to teach me to radiate light, to bring in light through meditation and prayer, and then to radiate it back out, like the animals do. So I went into what I would call, I'm just going to call it animal school, because I learned so much about spirituality, and I still do, from them. I get almost everything that I need from them before I ever read it in a book. I didn't even know there were spiritual people in those days. I was living in Baja, and I'd been raised a Christian, and I mean no disrespect, but I didn't align with everything that I was taught in church. And so it's obviously a pathway to God, but a lot of it didn't make sense to me. I never believed in hell. I never believed in a vengeful, mean God. I always thought God is love,
Yeah.
So when the spirituality was revealed to me, and after the near-death experience, I saw a completely different world, what we call heaven, which is just pure love, then I wanted that part of my life to be here. And that's when I started on this path. I mean, I really committed to first just be an animal communicator, to walk away from the dancing world and try to travel with Puddah, because I knew she was very special, full-time, and do animal communication and allow her to create conferences, I guess. And we were a little bit ahead of our time. Most people still weren't ready to go to a class with a cat as a teacher, but they are now. So
Awesome.
yeah. So that was kind of a long way around answering your question, but I seriously consider the dolphins and whales the master teachers on the planet. They're super sentient, and they truly are your cousins. I mean, they have the same quantum DNA. This is why they can accelerate your healing so much. Some of this knowledge comes through listening to Cryon for years and years too. They're the keepers of the grid systems. They're the keepers of the Akashic Records, which is the recorded journey of everyone's soul through the water molecules in the ocean. So they can access all of your lifetimes in just a heartbeat and know everything about you. So this is how they can help you. And by the way, the other animals can too, but they're not coded to heal you in the same way. Like Master Cat Puddah lays on people and very much helps the vibration of healing come into their bodies. But she's not doing what the whales and dolphins are doing. She's working with them. And now we're discovering that she's working with stem cells. So that's kind of her special thing. And maybe all cats can do that. We don't really know. We're studying this, right?
Yeah.
But whales and dolphins can adjust the actual frequency of the subatomic particles of your DNA in just 30 minutes or less. I mean, they're very, very quick, especially when the soul of the person is open to receive that. But you and I mean, we can sit here and talk all day long, but we don't have any idea what it's like to even live 1 million years. We don't, and we do know though that there's no substitute for experience, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you can try to put your mind around millions, hundreds of millions of years of experience, but good luck,
Absolutely.
I mean,
and that's
we're
the
just
thing.
like little toddlers to the whales, like little babies learning to walk, and they just very gentle and loving with us. So.
And it is as if we are just learning to walk, but meaning learning to create our lives, learning to heal ourselves, learning to know who we really are, right? So we are like children in that way, just learning about who we are. We're not just this body, living life, there's more to us than that. And so, one of the things about the dolphins that I've always liked and resonated with is like, I always felt an affinity to the dolphins, meaning, for me, they represent joy, they represent lightness, they represent a higher vibration, right? And so when I work with the dolphins, it is to raise my vibration, is to bring that joy frequency in and embody that and then radiate that out. And so I've always loved that. And with the whales, for me, it's to be honest, I only started working with the whales or learning about the whales recently in the past couple of years, right? Since I've been doing these shows. And at first it was like, wow, it was like, you can feel the deep wisdom, you can feel how ancient they are. And that connection with them is like, it's so intense, but at a much more deeper level. Like the dolphins are joyous and light, but the whales are more, deeper and more. They feel more powerful to me, in a way.
Oh, absolutely, they are. The consciousness of a whale, of a humpback whale too. Sometimes they tell me that it's 100 reincarnated dolphins all in there. It's like it truly is a group consciousness, and their vibration is bliss. It's like being the closest thing I think to being a deity and still having a physical form. They just understand everything about science in the sense of quantum space and time, and that there is no linear time, and that we're living in a hologram. They understand all of that, and they have no opinion about anything other than, I'm here if you need me, I'm here to help you. They never push, they never press, this is why there's so many different results when we do whale healing, because it depends on how you can open your belief system to these new realities that you've been asleep to. You should not really know that.
Right.
But it won't be that long before people will literally say, okay, and they'll first accept the dolphins, Dr. Dolphin. They'll go work with dolphins actually, to even have their body tested in the sense, because the dolphins can scan you. We have the MRI machines and the CAT scans and all. They just use their sonar to scan you, and then they can see all the layers of you and all the layers of all your lifetimes.
Wow.
And they can use their sounds, which is called, their sonogenetic abilities, they call it, to look into your body. And then they work with your intention, because they could, we talk to them, of course, but and say, this is my intention. But your intentions sometimes are completely different in the underlying subconscious layers than they are what you can express in your free will. And the goal is to align that to where you're not afraid of the things that you've been hiding from. Often the dolphins and whales will tell us the things we're most afraid of are where your greatest gifts are. But you have to be willing to go through those fears and realize that they're not anywhere near as scary as you think they are.
Yeah.
That we've sort of hidden from ourselves. you know, from our great gifts.
Yeah.
I can relate to that. That was very much true for me. So
I think we all can, all of us who are, you know, just starting to step out, just starting to share our light, just starting to share our wisdom. For some of us, it's taken a long time. You know, some are a bit quicker, you know, but some of us are like, you know, have more deep rooted fears, you know, and judgments, you know, that took a little bit longer to clear and let go of. But, you know, once you start, you can't stop. And it's not something that
that's
you
right.
actually start consciously. It just happens to you, doesn't it?
It does. The awakening is very gentle normally. Normally, it's not a big. Some people have a you know, sort of a rude awakening, and then they have to.
Yeah.
Those people I can help. I end up helping them because they're kind of mad when they find out everything that they've learned is a lie. You know, the government's lied, and the pharmaceutical companies have lied. You know, there's a lot of lies out there, and once they get through that, then they realize, okay, the real truth is not necessarily being broadcast on television.
No,
Whereas,
no,
that
definitely.
we wish it was, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And
But
that's
the
the thing.
animals can't
Sorry, go
lie. I
ahead.
mean, they can't. Their vibration is too high. They have no interest in anything other than stewardship for us. So they're so pure, you know. It lets us know what we're going to. We're evolving to where it won't even occur to us to be just to not be transparent and let everybody see everything about us, because there's when you're a love being, there's nothing to hide, right? And if you need something, the transparency would allow someone to see, oh, she needs a blanket, or oh, she needs a ride to town, and then we'd show up for each other. Since the dolphins live in transparency, they don't hide anything, and they live their whole lives in these family units. So like when a female goes into labor pains, all the females circle around her, and they hold the space for her, you know.
Right.
So
Right.
boys, stay out, you know. Gonna have a baby here.
Absolutely. So, you know, they are more aware, of course, than we are. They are more conscious. They are of a higher consciousness than we are. And that is why that, you know, they can recognize where we're at, right? They understand and recognize where we're at without judgment.
Yeah, there's no judgment in their world. Just bliss and joy. You know, I've even had people say, well, how do they feel about the people, you know, all the years we've harpooned them and killed them? And, you know, they actually laugh. I mean that in the most positive way. But no, of course they don't want us to go and kill them. But it's not a problem to get a new body. You know, they'll just reincarnate. It's not. And they say if it helps you to murder someone, to open your heart to do that, because it might take that tragedy of you actually rupturing the life field of another being could open your heart. So it's worth it to them to die, to come back to see if that helped you break through. Does that make sense?
It does. It absolutely does. And that is part of what they do, is they open our hearts to more, to ourselves, to love, to be judgment free. I think that's the biggest thing, is the judgment and fear, right? And so when we start to open our hearts to love and to just to be, it's a totally different experience. And that is part of what they are helping us to do, right?
Right. They're always telling us the only thing you're really afraid of is yourself, because you're the only one that can really, you know, violently hurt you, because everything is a contract. Everything, even if you don't realize it, everything is either a conscious or an unconscious contract, that we all design our own realities. You know, what we think and what we feel is what we bring into form. And so they're completely aware of that. But if you do something, or you catch yourself in a situation where it's uncomfortable or you don't like it, most of us don't go, okay, show me my part in this. How did I create this, and let's recreate it now. You know, let's go back and, well, you can't really go back, but you can fix it. You can certainly apologize to someone, or just stop doing what you're doing that isn't working and create again. It isn't difficult to do that, but we think it is. So people hide behind what they consider their shame and their blame, and boy, that gets locked up in the DNA, and then resistance occurs, and then you're not even really assimilating source light anymore. Some people aren't. I mean, they're just little vampires. They're bleeding each other's energy that's dark and muddy, and they're not connecting to source every morning, you know, and opening up the crown, and they're not walking barefoot on the earth and really appreciating the earth. Those two things alone will keep you healthy and happy, because they're your mother and your father, technically. You know, the sun is the portal for source light to come to you. And you absolutely want that every day, all day. You want to be connected to the core, you know, to your crown chakra, be feeding yourself with the highest possible vibration of light. And of course, the animals do this. They know that. So when we can remember these simple principles and do them, everything will change, and no one will be in the blame shame, you know. And they'll come back to the truth of I'm the creator of my own reality.
Yeah,
and
that And that is the truth, that we do create our realities, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but we're always creating our realities, even right now, even though some of it is unconscious, some of it, we have no idea that we're doing it, but we are. But it would be nice to be able to create our reality consciously through active choice, right? Without
24/7. That's what we're seeking, is every moment to be conscious and every moment to be centered in love, because that's who we are. Love is always going to be the answer.
Mhm.
And when we could come back to living and creating from the heart, when you're in your heart, your consciousness, you can't do anything that isn't loving. You become a loving being. And when you go back to the mind, that's when we get, Puddah calls that the ping pong game, right?
Yeah.
I can do it. No, I can't. I can do it. No, I can't. I can do it. No, I can't. You'll be there all day. You'll be there a whole lifetime.
Oh, yes.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And it's a crash and burn scenario. So, yeah, she always says, if you really wanted to make an important decision, would you go to your computer and ask your computer? Because your computer isn't even sentient. And see, when your brain isn't sentient either, it's a storage device. It's a radio, it's a transmitter, but it's not sentient. Sentience is in your heart. So it's not capable of making a decision. It's just capable of playing the polarized bing bong, bing bong. That's all it can do.
Absolutely.
So don't go there.
Yeah, exactly. Stay in your heart the best you can.
Brain.
Yeah, keep coming back to your heart is what I always tell everyone. So the dolphins that you work with are the Ascended Council of Dolphins, right? That's who you work with?
Well, I work with all kinds of dolphins in the ocean, and etheric dolphins too. But in my school, we've made contact with what we call the Ascended Council of Bottlenose Dolphins. And they're again, millions of years old, and there's 12 of them, and they've identified themselves, told us their names, and they come in our dolphin DNA calibration work, first as a council and then one by one. Like, in other words, if you set an appointment with me, I don't know which dolphin's going to work with you. I don't know what doctor's going to show up today, but it will be the one that your soul connected with before the appointment was made. And that particular dolphin will be doing the focused work on the inner workings of your DNA. And that would be on the 12-stranded DNA. And sometimes then at the end of the session, they'll tell you what strand they worked on or what parts of the DNA they worked on and why, and what they're bringing forth. Because if you think of, let's say you've had 100 lives, you probably had more, but let's just say you had 100. All of those lives, everything you've ever done is stored in your DNA. And that's something people don't think about.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have been a master in 50 of those lives. And you could have died, of heartache or disease or pain in 50 other lives. Well, the pain and the resistance, a lot of that is still stored in your DNA. I mean, everyone doesn't know how to clear when they die and when they come back. So they're still resonating with that pain, but they're also hiding sort of behind the mastery. Like, you've seen somebody come in as a child, sit down and play the piano, or, start drawing electrical, architectural engineering type stuff, or, just know all kinds of stuff. It's because it's in the DNA and they're allowing it to come forward. So imagine what's hiding in your DNA. I mean, really, imagine the things that you're afraid to do that, or maybe you haven't even thought of doing yet.
Yeah.
That could come forward if you worked with the dolphins. They would help you do that, and they would help you do it very quickly. So, kind of cool. We see very accelerated evolution, conscious evolution now. That's why I put that as a topic for today, because we're all evolving, and eventually your DNA will get turned on at some rate, just through the solar codes, just through your intention. But do you want, it's sort of like getting a trainer. Do you want to go fast? You want to get it, purely? Dolphins and whales are the way to do it. There's nobody else on the planet that has their experience that's related to us. And I think it's just so great that we're discovering that now. Sure, in the early stages, I think you could probably interview 100 people and ask them if they knew who the real doctors are. They're probably not going to say humpback whales, but it's true.
Right.
It's true. Also, they carry the violet flame, which is God's gift. It's the violet flame is a royal purple light that's actually their auric field. I'm talking about the humpback whales. And so when you merge with them or you contact them, you ask them to come to you etherically, you're in the violet flame, and already they're transmuting lower and negative energies, even parasites. We don't even have to, I was just noticing that it's always really rough here in the summer for my cats because of fleas, right? And over the years it's gotten better, but this year we broke through. There's just no fleas. Isn't that great? Maybe awesome. It's just our property, but I think that the parasitic vibration is dropping away because we're rising up into the light more and more. And I was just thinking how nice that is for everyone. That's just one example of living in a higher vibration. There's no parasites.
Mm. Yeah, I love that. And that's the thing, that the more that you work with the whales and the dolphins with higher vibrations, you are going to experience less and less of the 3D, the physical denseness and the physical, I don't want to say diseases, but all that wonderful stuff that goes along with usually having a physical body, right?
Yeah, yeah. You're making me think of just this last month or so. I mean, people come and we always ask them what their intentions are for healing. It's important. But the truth is, there's all kinds of stuff going on that the whales and dolphins will look at. And again, the stewardship, their ability to look at the Akashic Records for you isn't necessarily reflective of what's going to be the result. Like, here's an example. I had a guy call me and we worked together. This guy, one session only, just the healing and clearing. And then some days went by, and then he called me about the retreat that's coming up in Colorado. He said, "Oh, by the way," he said, "I never mentioned it, but I really have never been able to sleep. Like for maybe 10 years. I wake up at night, I toss and turn." He said, "I'm sleeping like a baby now. I mean, every night." He said, "The whales did that." And I said, "Well, if it's, yeah, I would say so." He said,
Possible.
"That one thing alone is so huge." He said,
Yeah.
he didn't even know to ask for that, you see. So that's an example. Other people had teeth, pain in their teeth, or, I didn't know they were dentists. It's all gone. The infection's gone. There's no more pain in their teeth. And other people, back pain. You don't know what they're going to do. Maybe you can ask, but chances are it's going to be bigger and broader and wider than the person has the wherewithal to ask for, because they can see it all. So, and then the dolphins, when they come in, they work, of course, in partnership with the whales. They use rainbow light, all colors and spectrums, which is just like pure joy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so. I love that. And that's the thing. It's like, you might be coming in for something physical, but they may also tap in and see something else as well. That could be emotional or mental or some sort of pattern, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we've learned now that this is our third year of doing professionally DNA calibration, layer by layer. Before that, I was doing it, but it was sort of random because I didn't understand it. I mean, they were still doing it, but I didn't know how to explain it to people. Yeah. So now we can have a session and someone is ready. I mean, they have to be ready. They have to be ready to cry and ready to release and ready to, start anew in some ways of their life when they start working with layer 2, because that's where the emotional codes are stored. It's coming back to being a creator that's willing to feel everything and not block it with the mind. So the animals would tell you, you shouldn't do anything if it doesn't feel good. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's your job or your husband or your wife or your kids or your school. If it doesn't feel good, you shouldn't be doing it. I mean, it has to feel good, right? And if you're in alignment, I mean, you're really running source light through your body first. Your emotional body is activated in a very positive way. And that means you should be able to discern what's right and wrong for you, because what's right for one is not right for another. In other words, pay attention to how you feel, not how you think, because the thinking will get you in trouble and the feeling state will guide you perfectly. So it's so nice to be able to do that with the dolphins. The dolphins will take you back to each person that supposedly has maybe harmed you, or you believe they've harmed you, or there's some level of forgiveness that's needed, and they'll so gently expose that to where back when you actually created the contract for whatever it is that you're holding resistance over. And then there's forgiveness comes. That person comes in, and the dolphins, they're like mediators. And usually there's gifts exchanged, and it's beautiful. It's just so beautiful to see how they do it. I've never seen humans work. I'm sure there's great healers out there that are humans, but I've never seen them work like this. So it's a beautiful thing.
And that is beautiful, and it's so empowering, right? And that's the thing. It's like they're empowering you to become the conscious creator that you truly are. So like releasing those trapped emotions, those trapped beliefs, those layers that are kind of like covering you up, covering up your light, right?
Yeah. The thing that seems most significant in recent months or years is my friends, my closer friends, when they got a divorce or something traumatic happened to them, and then they started working with layer 2. They don't have any animosity anymore, none whatsoever. They're friends with their exes, and they're so much better parents now, even though they're separated or divorced, because they don't have you took my kids, They don't have any of that anymore. They're just nice people again. And they're just, brand new, it's a brand new day. Oh, you get the kids today, I get the kids tomorrow. I mean, they have a whole different view, and they're not angry anymore over fighting over the money or the house. It's just great.
Yeah.
It's just great. It just shows that that's the way, conscious evolution.
Yeah. And that's the thing. We can start to experience conscious evolution in our lives now. We don't have to wait until our next lifetime or when we're older or anything like that. We can start now to really be conscious
today
on our path. Yeah. Like there's no waiting. And, the part about, what feels good to you is usually what's right for you. But sometimes, let's be honest, sometimes what feels good is also scary. Right?
Yes.
So that fear of like stepping out, the fear of, which is sometimes excitement, but sometimes there's fears like, I don't know how to do this. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it anyways. I'm just, because I'm being called to do it, but I don't, no idea. Right? So that fear can sometimes stop people.
Yes.
It does stop people a lot. Right? And so
it does. See, their energy's out of alignment.
Yeah.
That's the first. And when their energy's back in alignment, just through a unity breath, then they won't be nearly as difficult, because it's getting that balance in your body is so important.
Yeah.
So
exactly. And raising a vibration, filling yourself up with source light, grounding, connecting to Mother Earth, but the new Earth, right?
Yes.
All of that is going to assist you in aligning you to who you truly are.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then I feel like the whales and dolphins, they sometimes can give you like a jump start, right? Jump start you onto your path. Or
that's such a good way to look at it. It's like if the car dies, the battery dies, and you have a whale healing or a dolphin calibration, or sometimes we combine them, you're up and running,
Yeah.
I mean, you're up and running, and they've realigned everything, and you're like, vroom, 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 my battery's full. It's a really good way to look at it.
And then it's about, all right, let's go now, right? Let's keep moving. Let's keep going.
Yeah, you traded in your old clunker for a sports car.
Exactly. I love that. And, and that's the thing. It's like, now is not the time to hold back. This is the time to move forward, right? This is the time to jumpstart your life, jumpstart who you are, what you want to do, who are you being. This is the time to go forward. Don't stay back. Don't stay like silent anymore. A lot of people talk about, taking back your power. But for me, it's like, you haven't lost your power. You've just, been a little off center, so come back to center, be in your power, claim your power, and choose, and then take action. What do you think of that? What do the whales and dolphins say about that?
We should never take any action steps until we've, really gone into the heart and taken a moment to listen to guidance. Yeah. No, don't make important decisions until you have a chance to be with it and you get a green light, I think when we jump in with both feet and we haven't taken that moment to listen to the team, or this is what my team says. They say, okay, well, that's a very good question. So let's sit with it and let's see, what does it feel like if you do blank? Okay, now close your eyes and be there. What does that feel like? Okay, now come back. Now, if you go the other way and you do this, make this decision, what does that feel like? Put yourself there. See the results of it. And take a moment to feel that, as opposed to try to be in the analytical ping pong game. Again, you have to go into the feeling state of the result of what you're pondering. Like, let's say it's a job, put yourself in the new job. See yourself in that office. See yourself with the new boss or the new task or the new salary. What does that feel like? Are you appreciated? You like it there? Is the office nice? You know what I'm saying? You got to really look at it,
exactly.
and then and take time before you jump in. But also know that anything that you do can be undone. You're not bound for life for anything. You can always make a new decision.
Yeah.
You can always start again. In any life. Here's a little quote. I like this one. The dolphins are the ambassadors and the embodiments of joy. They represent the positive feelings and the emotional states of happiness, passion, love, joy, family, and most of all, purpose. They are ambassadors to humanity, assisting us in finding and living these qualities within ourselves. So when you connect to the dolphins, they ask each of us to go within to find that very special place within our hearts. They ask us to connect with the divinity, with God, within ourselves, and truly connect with our souls. The dolphins remind us that the soul is the consciousness that we incarnated from, and that which we will return to. So your physical body is a vehicle. It's an expression of that part of us that embodies the higher power and consciousness. So your soul wants nothing more of you in the physical than to be happy. If you can connect to dolphins, you have a guarantee They're not going to let you get by without being happy.
That is
They'll
so
tickle
true.
you if nothing else. And people think you have to be with them in the physical. That's one of my favorite things in the world. Really is. And I know at some point I'm going to get myself to a position where I can live probably in Hawaii and I can be in the water with them almost every day. Here, I live here because there's more dolphins here off the coast of San Diego, Dana Point, than any other place in the world. But we still can't really get in the water with them. The water is too cold most of the year, and the boats aren't legally set up for that. So nobody really swims with them. You can put your hand down in the water and they'll jump up and touch your hand. And, you could literally have, I don't know, 1,200 dolphins around you all day long here.
Wow.
It's like a sea of dolphins. And they're clicking and clacking and jumping and playing and twisting and turning, and they're loving you, loving you, loving you. But it's not the same as being in the water with them, right? So having the physicality of them. But I can sit here in my office, look out at my swimming pool, and there's etheric dolphins. I can see them right now swimming in my pool with their noses and stuff. So, I mean, I want you to know they're everywhere, everywhere. And all you have to do is connect with them. So are you, by the way. You're everywhere too. You're not just in your physical body.
Yeah.
There's a part of you out there helping everybody too. That's the angelic part of you. So we have to stop thinking so small that, I have to save the money to go get on a boat or go see dolphins. That would be really great if you could do that, but you don't. They'll come to you in your home and they'll help you.
That's beautiful.
That is really the foundation of our school, the Whale and Dolphin Energy Medicine School, is that we can be on the phone with someone or on Zoom and we're helping them the same. The dolphins don't care about physicality. They don't care. They're going to come either way. And they're just as powerful long distance, if anything more so. And we don't understand that, but it's true.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Sometimes we try and understand that with our mind and we can't. It's not a mental concept, right?
Yeah.
It's about trusting and feeling and seeing how that feels for you. Does that feel right? Does that feel good? But what about people who, I know that there's a lot of people who they tell me, I can't feel it. I can't feel the energy. I can't feel what's right or what's wrong. I just can't feel it. What do you tell them?
Well, that's because they have a lot of judgment in their body, a lot of negativity. So the prana tube is kind of blocked, probably the crown, some of the chakras too. So they should have a healing and a clearing session, in my opinion, and unblock that energy so that they can feel. Okay? Because anybody can, right? Sort of like saying to someone that has mud all over them. I'm not saying mud's bad. I'm just saying they're like, I don't feel clean. I don't feel clean. Well, that's because you have mud all over you. We can wash it off if you like. There's solution energy, but sometimes we can't see it. That's the resistance we're talking about. And you know what? Alara, it all comes down to people being able to love themselves. This is all about self-love. These are the master teachers in self-love. If you don't love yourself, well, I don't know if I can talk you into loving yourself by tomorrow, but we can certainly work through part of it, get you closer to it.
Yeah.
If you've been, abused as a kid, or you've had a bad relationship, or who knows what, you're just basically unhappy with the life, the way it's, I've been there. I was depressed. It takes a little time to come out of that, but you've got to want it. And once you want it, solution energy shows up and these great teachers show up. That's what happened to me, and they break through.
I agree totally. I can definitely relate to that as well.
They won't let you be alone, so you're not alone. You need to know that.
Yeah, that's a good point. You are never alone. But sometimes when you're deep in that mire and that darkness and you can't see the light, you can't even tell that you're not alone. But you're never alone. So because if anything, you always have your body with you.
Yeah. Sometimes people get into that feedback loop of in the mind, and they feel depressed and sad, and they don't see a way out.
Yeah.
So, my advice, the best thing is you got to connect now back to nature. It's pretty hard to stay mad at yourself or mad at anybody if you're looking at beautiful flowers in the sun and, you put your feet on the earth, walk on the beach, go see the mountains, that'll cheer you up.
Absolutely.
That's a good start. That's a good start.
We always do that whenever we're like feeling wonky. It's like, all right, time to go up to the mountains, time to go for a drive, time to go somewhere, out of the city, right? Yeah. So Laurie, do you want to take a few questions?
I do, but I think maybe we should do the healing. What do you think? Because that reason I say that is because people's questions might change once they have the experience.
Right.
They might come to a different way of understanding it. What do you think?
Sounds good to me. Yeah, we can definitely do the healing first, and then we can take questions after. But I'm just going to say really quickly too, though, about questions. have something specific. Don't just ask for a message, general message. Don't ask what do the dolphins have to say for me. Have a specific question ready, okay?
Yeah. We're trying to, I guess what we're saying is allow them to teach you and open you to evolve today a little bit more and us too, to always be open to more evolution and consciousness of who we are, why we're here, and how we can serve, how we can come back to the heart. So, okay. So I'm going to give you some information that they gave to me, and then we'll do a little healing process.
Yeah.
And when we do the healing process, it's probably good to close your eyes. Okay. And then at that point, when the dolphins come in, Alara's going to put on their beautiful sounds so you can hear. I should tell you that dolphins and whales have been proven to be the most powerful sound healers, because that's how they move a lot of energy with their sound. Just real quick, Dr. Emoto, the Japanese scientist that worked with the sentience of water, and he photographed the crystalline structure of water. He worked with Dr. Todd Ovakaitis, who's part of the team here, also part of the Cryon team, a couple of years ago. Well, no, it's more than that. Sorry. Anyway, we worked with him. And they were able to clear the Tokyo tap water, which is the filthiest water in the world, according to Dr. Emoto, by listening to the humpback whale sounds. Only the whales could clear that water. So while we're doing this process, I want you to think of the water in your body. And what do the water crystals look like that are flowing through your bloodstream right now? Okay. Are they beautiful star tetrahedrons and geometric forms of like snowflakes, or is it muddy and tarry inside of you, with the crystals? Because we're water-based bodies, right?
Yeah.
So let's use the power of that knowledge to allow the dolphins and whales to come in, and of course your own consciousness, and bless the fluid in your body, which is water-based, and change the whole vibration of your whole body. Does that sound good?
That sounds good. Love it.
Okay, here we go. This is called solution energy with the dolphins. Beloved ones, I welcome each of you now from the place of your hearts. Open yourself, my friends, during this most precious time together. The earth is being bathed in wave after wave of benevolent solar light, holding the keys of transformation for all who are ready to carry more light. Many will say this is the most challenging times from an astrological perspective. However, there are always two ways to view an event that is set in place to bring change. Each event, from the summer solstice to the 3 eclipses to the many planets in retrograde right now, offers us a unique opportunity to deal with your changing life head on. Remember, Spirit tells us that we never get more than we can handle. See your body as a vehicle, because it is. Now see yourself metaphorically as a beach ball, just for fun. Is your beach ball firmly filled up with light? If you threw it, could it bounce? Or would it collapse due to lack of air and light if you tossed it around? When you hold the beach ball and you push your finger into it like this, does it pop back up? Or is it floppy? If you start your day breathing rhythmically, filling your body or your metaphoric beach ball with prana, you are actively moving into self-care and taking care of the frequency your body is carrying and broadcasting. So the message today to start is to remind you to use the power of your intention, to take some time to assimilate this powerful light and to monitor your personal vibration each day. Taking care of yourself with daily meditation to bring balanced infusions of light into your body will greatly assist you in facing any challenges. Solution energy flows from a place of balance within you and from living and creating a heart-centered life. Know that for every challenge, there is a way through that can be accessed without drama or chaos. Simply unify the energy of your body through your breath and actively move your consciousness out of judgment and into the heart space. Here is a world without fear that uses only ease and grace to navigate life. So my suggestion is that you intend to vibrate with frequencies of light that transcend any negativity. Take note that you are now able to see and feel viable solutions to your daily challenges. This perspective will motivate you to handle the events of your lives in ways that will actually enhance your earthly experience. Let us each become peace-commanding presences, moving with ease and abounding joy. as we choose to consciously carry more and more and more light. Today, I'm guided to remind everyone that there is no further purpose in your life to create more negative karma. We have waited lifetimes to arrive at this cosmic moment when it is time to release all of the karma. There is nothing worth fighting over. Each person must come to their own mirror and decide how to live a heart-centered life, with love being the driving force, the fuel, and the solution energy that you use every day. We have the power of forgiveness within us for anyone or anything that would take you away from this. We were each designed to be unique and different, with a personal path of mastery in front of you. You are not bound to anyone else's opinions or advice to create your life, only to remember that you are the creator of your life, and therefore there is not one of us that can blame anyone else for what we are experiencing. Let us take responsibility for our life, moving away from blame and judgment. What is right and good for you may not be so for another. Free will is the blessing here for everyone. Love yourself and the others enough to know that you may never agree, but you can respect each other enough to allow and support each person to follow their chosen path without your judgment. All you have to do is you, just you, and let the others do the same. So, and now, let's move into some of the solution energy we discuss. We work with the supersentient energy of the cetaceans, who are the dolphins and whales. And today we want to bring everyone a gift as we open to a process of love with the dolphins. Their ability to be conscious evolutionary leaders is higher than ours. They have more experience than we do. There is no other being on the planet that is more delighted to come when invited to help you. Let us lovingly now invite many wise and joy-filled dolphin ambassadors into our presence, seeking their amazing friendship and help. Sit back now. The dolphins come in, and relax and listen to their sounds, and close your eyes. Open now to your ability to make this connection. I call out now for the many species and members of the dolphin communities of light and presence on our world. I call out to the etheric dolphin pods that can easily arrive in every home for every person that will allow it. Open yourself now and visualize a portal of water forming at your feet. This is etheric water. There's nothing to fear. The dolphins can use this to emerge right now into your home. Hello, beloved dolphins. Welcome, and thank you for coming to share your gifts of healing and great joy. Let us tune into the collective energy or pod of beautiful and powerful dolphins. I allow my voice to be their group voice now. They gently remind us that they have come to our world from a place of enlightenment. They hold the codes of creation within them, and they have existed outside of negativity or polarity for 30 million years. The dolphins are whole brain beings who have long ago transcended the need to compete or fight for what humans call survival. The dolphins are the emissaries of love and joy. They have the physical and etheric capacity to help you align with a higher vibration very quickly. They live in pods or family units in complete cooperation and transparency. They have nothing to hide, which makes them one of the most important groups of healers our world has ever seen. Their advanced abilities allow them to look into your bodies and immediately see any health maladies you have or emotional imbalances. Because they are completely telepathic, they can tune into your thoughts and ideas from great distances. So when you meet the dolphins, either in their etheric bodies like today, or in the physical oceans, they can help you achieve a higher frequency in your body using their sonogenetic abilities. We have chosen to be here on the earth right now in the linear time frame to be of service to you. The dolphins say, you are a biological unit of light, and you are holy. You are an ambassador of love in human form. Don't try so hard, dear ones, to get it right. Simply allow the softness of the incoming light to penetrate your heart, opening the door to a personal and even a planetary healing. Allow this energy to transform you into a place of peace outside of yourself, but nevertheless within yourself. We understand the polarity of Earth, and therefore your linear time, in a way that allows us to be one of your starting points, like today. And then moving through time together also allows us to see the finish line simultaneously. You see, we can support you on these journeys if you call upon us, as we are in service to humanity, and we are representatives of Source Light. We see you as a being, such as ourselves, who originally answered the call to serve here on the planet. Originally, you were from another location as we are, somewhere in deep space. We are all here on Earth to participate in the great experiment of Earth. The vibration and the essence of what the experiment is about is love. When you agreed to be human, you temporarily put yourself to sleep so that you would not immediately remember your true self. We also answered the call of stewardship here on Earth, but our Creator wanted you to have many, many beings around you that did not go to sleep to assist you in finding your way back to the heart. Your heart holds all of the original operating instructions for your life. When we connect with you, we are almost immediately moved into your heart as our auric energies generate joy and great love. You can feel it now. There is healing as well within our energy that you can access. Also know that we hold the codes for your future, which we can share with you when you are ready. The old view of your DNA said that your genes predetermine and control your physiological and behavioral traits. As you were a child growing up, and perhaps even as an adult, you were taught that your DNA is genetically predisposed when you were born, and you're going to get what your parents had. This is a lie. This is not true. As your science has evolved a bit, you now have the science of epigenetics, which has proven in laboratories that your perceptions of the environment, including your consciousness, actively control your genes. Epigenetics is applied consciousness in motion, where nothing is predetermined, and by shaping your own biology, you become the master of your life. And just in case you did not know, we the dolphins are the epigeneticists of the human world. It is our designated task to calibrate and heal humans who ask us for help. We lovingly suggest that you experiment with this knowledge and come to the dolphin community in thought, in word, and prayer, and physically whenever you can. But today, we ask for your permission to access your source point of what you would call the nature of your personal consciousness. We want to give each of you listening today a DNA alignment of the highest light. So we come to you freely with no other reason or need. We are simply you, somewhere in the future, where you will also dedicate your lives to the service of others that are evolving on their path back to Source. Let us lovingly now connect through pure energy and intention to your source point, to your soul. This is a place of origin that connects us soul to soul, and it exists within you. It allows for accelerated and magnificent transformations to happen when activated. Take a deep breath and allow our accelerated frequencies now to merge with you, as only you can give permission for a merger of this type. We offer you support through simple energy structuring. Consider the possibilities for yourself if you allow yourself to heal your physical form with our assistance and activate your highest potentials. Say yes to love. Love for yourself first, and when you are ready, for everyone and everything around you. Love is the only energy that is real, and it is transformative. From here, all is well, and we are simply becoming again that which we already are. When you are vibrating with frequencies of light that transcend the chaos, you will be supported with the viable and peaceful solution energy that will be revealed to you in your everyday challenges. So when you know you can access a loving solution to every part of your life, your earth life will be greatly enhanced, and you will find yourself living in ease and abounding joy. just like the dolphins. We ask you to remember as you navigate your lives that we will come to you and ask, just like now. We will always offer you an upgrade because you are an awakening member of humanity and life, and we are related. We are family. We are sacred alchemists, and we are dedicated to the awakening of humanity. We are divine intervention, and we love you so. Our prayer is that by choosing to upgrade your DNA, you actualize your greatest potential, and that you retain longevity, perfect, radiant health, and live a long and perfect and abundant life as conscious stewards of the earth, mastering your true identity each and every day. We pray that you live as conscious creators, assisting we, the dolphins, in birthing this new world of heaven right here on earth. So we're going to take a moment now for you to just be in peace, for you to receive us. I want you to see 3 dolphins that are swimming around each of you. And sense and feel our sounds. Sense and feel the love that we have for you. We're just going to take 2 minutes for you to really acclimate and feel connecting with us. And Laura, I don't know if you know, but we can't hear the dolphin sounds.
Oh, really?
You have to click those little boxes at the beginning.
Yeah, which I didn't, that's why I unplugged.
Oh, there we go. I think. Beloved ones, as you look around you, you can see that the dolphins have created a diamond structure around you. As you interact with your 3 dolphins, see their smiling faces. Feel how truly loved and supported you are during this healing time. The dolphins have moved each of us into 0 point energy field. 0 point is the bridge between the worlds, the portal between physical reality and our pure potentiality. Here, we can even experience ourselves as multidimensional beings, accessing quantum possibilities and realms. 0 point is the underlying energetic of absolute interconnected stillness, from which all experiences are born. It provides clarity and allows your mind to stop offering you a false reality. 0 point is the presence of all that is, infinite and neutral. From this place, you are offered a boundless state of possibilities. When we tune to 0 point, all aspects are allowed. Everything blends in harmony and grace. And we have moved out of polarity to truly experience unity consciousness and the oneness that we all share. Now we can experience a vaster and fuller heart of love with an increased capacity to love others. 0 point is a divine gift from your Creator. And now, beloved friends, it's time to slip back up out of the portal of water, coming back up into your body, bringing with you this new and vibrant energy of love, thanking the dolphins now, knowing that we can revisit this experience anytime. So friends, we say goodbye now to the living embodiments of love, ambassadors of joy, and perhaps we will return to living in the pod mind for ourselves, which demonstrates living for the good of the many, while knowing everyone is loved and cared for. Thank you, dolphins, for this experience. We love you. Namaste. Once you're ready, you can come back and wiggle your fingers and stretch a little bit. Does anybody want to share on what that experience was like for you?
Wow, yes, absolutely. I mean, I love listening to the dolphins. It's just so light and joyful. So Joy says, thank you, Laurie. During the meditation, the dolphins start doing circles and some kind of sacred geometry around me.
Nice.
What could this mean? What could this be, or what could this mean?
Yeah, it would mean that they're tuning up your light body. Now, you are sacred geometry. Your physical body is encased in sacred geometry, which we call the Merkaba. And in most people's cases, if they haven't studied Merkaba in this lifetime, it's collapsed since the time of Atlantis. So as we awaken, that's one of the things we encourage people to do, is come back to the Merkaba to study it. It's like a jump start again to the car, and then it becomes a part of your daily life to take care of it and to use it to connect to what we call galactic consciousness. So there's so many more beings that would speak with you that are your true family, but we have to have our Merkaba on, so to speak, spinning in harmony. It actually spins at 9/10 the speed of light when it's activated. Long answer, sorry.
Beautiful. No, it's great. It's good for everyone to know, right? So Linda said that this was wonderful and transcending. Awesome, Linda. Thank you. Valentina says love and light. Donna Marie says love, love, love. This Laurie, so powerful. Thank you. Brenda says thank you, Laurie. I feel so light and happy. Fun time today. Thank you. MG says I felt it a lot in my feet, which actually have had some sharp shooting pains recently.
Good. Glad to have the healing.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. I know that Don has had his hand raised for a while. So Don, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you. And maybe not. Maybe you can unmute yourself.
Yes.
What? Hi. How was that for you, Don? How was that meditation, like the process?
It was really beautiful, particularly the 0 point. When I felt that vibration, it felt like sort of transcendent, and that the vibration around me really rose, and it made me want to go swim with dolphins.
Hey.
Do you have like that in the special package?
Well, we have a special package in February. We're going to go to Hawaii. You can come.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah, what I was calling about, I've sort of been stuck lately with some stuff with, the government, and then also my significant other lives in a different country, and we're not, it's not easy to get there right now with coronavirus and politics. Is there something in my vibration that's causing this, or is it something I've drawn in to this lifetime challenge? Because it's been very frustrating for me lately.
And you're speaking about your relationship? I mean, your question, is it about the relationship you're talking about?
Yes.
Don? Yeah, okay, yeah.
So
Can
can
you
you
hear me?
clarify? I mean, what you're saying is, are you asking if the relationship's a good idea, or
No, I'm asking what if the stuckness is something that's happening in my vibration, or is it something that I need to be working through? Just why I'm at this log jam.
well, okay. As with everything and everyone, really the question comes from coming back to living in the heart, to where you don't have to question your decisions because they're loving and they're filled with solution energy. And if a challenge comes through, then you come back to the heart and you're guided to go this way or this way, as opposed to trying to figure it out through what you're calling as being blocked or having resistance. That could only come from having an analytical pattern of thoughts, whereas first of all, you put into the potential that there is a possibility that it won't work. Okay, and when you're in your heart, that those kinds of questions don't occur, because you wouldn't create something that isn't going to be for your highest and best good, because your team would stop you. You know, your inner guidance would be coming in through the heart. So I think, and this isn't just for Dawn, but it's my kind of question back to all of you. You need to take the time, in my opinion, to develop just a real clear, if nothing else, yes and no. So when you ask a question about something, you get your guidance, and there are 3 guides with you that can answer you with at least a basic yes or no until you start to develop your telepathy. But again, remember, your guides and your soul energy is vibrating up here. I'm going to call it FM radio, okay? And most humans are vibrating in AM radio, so your guides can't come down. You have to go up, and that requires you to go into your heart and release the mind, so that you can hear what I'm going to call as truth. And you can open your heart to, first of all, forgive yourself if you've made poor decisions, because maybe you didn't have the right tools. Now you do. Okay. So let's try that right now. Let's ask a question from your heart. Drop your energy into your heart and ask a question, and let's all tune in and see if we can help. Okay. And see if there's a yes or a no here without a lot of detail that will just guide you. Are you open to that?
Yes.
Okay, so everyone go into your heart and truly just take a switch and turn your brain off. Okay, you can do that. And fill we should all be filled with lots of love from the dolphins. And now ask a question that can be answered with a yes or no.
Is that for me?
Yeah.
Yes. Will I be able to visit my love in the next 6 months safely? Or the next month, let's say.
Well, when you first said 6 months, I got a yes.
Mm-hmm. Same.
And now when you said 1 month, I got a no. So it changed. What did you guys get?
I got 6 months yes, 1 month no.
There you go.
Yeah.
See how easy that was? You were in your heart. You were open to hear the truth. And of course, you know, we're in the free will zone, so things can change. With questions regarding where there's a time element involved, I would ask, you know, every day or every couple of days, because things can change. Like here in California, things were getting, I don't know, I guess you'd say better with the lockdown being released, and then they got worse again. So I'm not mad about it. I'm just riding along, you know, just navigating my life in harmony with what I perceive to be a way out. So, you know, to live my life without having anything challenge me.
Yeah.
So I guess my next question for you is, are you guys looking towards solution energy where you can be together and not be apart?
Yes.
Good.
Awesome.
Yes.
Good. Okay. Then I would hold the space for that too. So this is just temporary, you know?
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
does
you for your
that help, Don?
Yes, it helped.
Awesome.
I'll take her to Hawaii with us next.
Good idea.
Yay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Now we're
Thank
talking.
you, Laura. Thank you, Laurie.
Thank you, Don.
You're welcome.
All right, awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and mute Don. So I know that LW18, sorry, don't know what your name is, but I'm going to go ahead and unmute you. Go ahead. No, you'll have to unmute yourself. Go ahead. Yeah. How was that process for you?
It was amazing. I couldn't stop jerking, actually, and I was feeling, you know, that there was definitely some energy happening there. Laurie, it was so good to get the visual of diving into the pool of water at my feet.
Yeah.
That helped a lot. And that's what my question is about. I can't get over the fear of being in the water, no matter what I seem to do. I will have panic attacks, and I can be near the water very easily, but getting in it, and I would really like to get in it. So you were saying, you used to get seasick on the boat.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I feel. I'm just can't get past that barrier. I don't know what it's about. And I would really like to, especially now it's summer, and
Yeah. Okay, so my guides are saying that you were traumatized multiple times. You were killed. You were drowned.
Yeah.
And so they'd like to, release that, help you release that memory, so you can forgive them, and then water can become your friend again.
Yeah.
You're still associating water with death and pain. We've lived some pretty traumatic lives. So if you're open to that, the whales could help you a lot. Just give me a call. Okay.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. So nice to be in your presence, by the way. I'm beyond grateful and happy.
Oh, and just so you know that you're not the only one. We've helped other people with that. And I know it's, come on, we've all been through many things where the ship sank, or we were pirates, or who knows what, where we did something awful and killed
Eaten
someone.
by a shark.
Yeah, eaten by a shark. Yeah, right. Could have. Yeah, I've had that. I just got it on my back, yeah, that happened to you too. Ouch.
Anything's possible, right?
Yeah. And so also the seasickness, being able to go on boats. We've helped so many people. I've lost count of that. And one of the ladies that I worked with me on that, she's a friend too. And the way she described it was, I was on the boat with her after we did the healing. And she said, it's like my body was looking for the old software. It's like a computer looking for a program that's been deleted. And so it took her a while for the body to relax, because the body was going, no, wait a minute, this isn't supposed to feel good. This is supposed to traumatize me, and the body couldn't find it couldn't find it. So then her body finally relaxed, and now she can go on the boat. So it's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. I just one small other part to the whole thing is, recently I have a very good relationship with the ocean itself, and I understand it to be alive and like a being. It talks to me and stuff like that. And and so I was recently feeling that if I go in the water to try to tune into that it's my nature, and to just try to let the water embrace me as my friend, like that. But I still know there's a huge stretch there, and I appreciate your input.
My partner Puddah is saying, think of it as like cleaning out a drain, and then like maybe it's been stuck for a long time, and you're in the bathroom, but all of a sudden the water's flowing, and
right,
cleaning out the drain. It's not a big deal. You can do it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Laurie.
Welcome.
You're welcome. All right, I'm just going to quickly go down and see what some of the other questions were. So Michelle W. says, I have a question about drinking water. I used to buy mineral water, but have started just drinking tap water to avoid wasting plastic, even though tap water is not as pure. What do the dolphins advise about this?
The dolphins would advise you to drink purified water. Yeah. And not only to drink purified water, but to bless it with your own words, Before you drink the water, to, put your hands around it and say, water, I bless you. Water, I love you. I honor you. Please forgive me for harming you or hurting you in any way. Even doing the Ho'oponopono prayer, which is, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Anything you can do to further purify the water before it enters your body is the best, and everyone should drink some alkaline water, not maybe straight 100%, but you should drink some alkaline water, because most of us are out of balance with the alkaline energy. I would not drink tap water. I mean, I'm sure, this is Puddah, my mom could drink poison and then we could transmute it, but wouldn't it be nice if we didn't have to,
Yeah.
Yeah, be just as kind as possible to yourself with the best possible water you can get. You know, it's what you deserve. That everyone deserves that. Same with your food.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Beverly's asking or saying, my cat woke up from her nap in the other room and came in during the meditation, purring and rubbing, very involved. Nice.
Nice.
And she says, I had the endangered extinct river dolphins with me as well. The Yangtze dolphin, extinct in China, had a sadness, I think. Is it because they have been made extinct, as if the humans have rejected their message of love? What is the different energy of the river versus oceanic dolphins?
Okay, that's a good question. Let's go within. I have a couple of answers coming in, but let's just ponder that for a minute. Okay, so it's kind of interesting because one of the answers I'm getting ties into what we just talked about, is the water is very impure in the river. It's very hard for them. They're very sensitive. So some of them are choosing to take off because of that. The humans haven't, been responsible with keeping the river clear. And the other thing is that each species plays out its time. When we think of something that goes extinct, we think of it goes away forever. It doesn't go away. It just goes somewhere else, lives on a different planet, creates a new existence. The dinosaurs are fine. They're living out their lives somewhere else. So there is no extinction. There is no death. There is, I move somewhere else to live.
Right.
And the same thing is going to happen to us. There's going to come a time when we're not going to live here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all temporary. Yeah. So I hope that's helpful. Yeah, I think the pink dolphins really need some help with purifying that water. Yeah.
Linda's asking, I would like to ask the dolphins if they have a best way for her to do more animal communication. I connect right now very well with most animals, but kitties really love me lots. How do I hear them?
How do you hear? You're saying cats or all animals?
Cats are all animals, Linda. Cats? I lost her.
Okay. Well, we'll just talk about the power of triangulation. Okay.
All animals. Sorry.
All animals.
Okay. So in order to communicate telepathically, again, we have to raise our vibration. And so that starts out with you setting up the balance in your body in the morning, right? I call it a unity breath, where I breathe the energy of the earth into my body and I breathe source light down into my body. And I move all of my consciousness into my heart. And I refresh that throughout the day. And then I also set up what I call sacred space. And I have an angelic cetacean grid over my property. And people want to know more about that, I can teach you to do it. Probably not right now, but I can teach you to open up the directions and do that and refresh it every day. So when people come to my home, especially people who are really energy sensitive, they say, how is it so pure? How is it so pretty? Well, I take time with that and do that. So all of that allows me to be more telepathic. But ultimately, the answer you're really seeking is, once your vibration is as high as you can reach it, on your own through meditation and through breathing properly, then you're going to have to triangulate your energy to communicate telepathically. And that means connect the heart to the third eye. The third eye is also called the pineal gland. And in many of us, it's still kind of dormant because, well, our society doesn't teach us about spirit communication or telepathic communication. I think the powers that be would keep us from it, which is our God-given gift, right? Is to communicate telepathically. So in my classes and workshops, we do a lot of work with the third eye and self-love, connecting the heart to the third eye. So the third eye, I could do this long story short, okay, for now, is the third eye is an eyeball. It's a color receptor, just like your physical eyes are. But in its natural state, it's looking upward. So you have to learn to bring the third eye from here to here. And for most people, it only works when your physical eyes are closed. So that means doing some work with a blindfold. So you block out the physical light and you activate the third eye by moving it forward with your eyes closed and a blindfold on. And then you focus on whoever you want to talk to. So that would be your cat. So number one, ask permission. Ask the cat if it's okay to talk to it, if it has time, you might look like the cat's lying on the bed 20 hours a day, not doing anything. It's not true. Your cat's working in multidimensional areas, traveling, doing all kinds of stuff for the planet. And when you leave the house, normally the cat will project its energy out in front of your car. Cat's doing incredible stuff that we can only dream of, okay, while it looks like sleeping. So you ask the cat, do you have time to talk to me now? And permission is given, okay, and you get your yes, and then You rotate that third eye forward and beam it into the cat's heart. And then the cat will hit you back in the heart. So the triangulation comes from, you can all do this, touch your heart, touch your third eye, reach out and touch whoever you're talking to, let's say the cat. Speaking of cats, here's Master Puddah. She likes this part. And then back to the heart, third eye to the animal or to the angel or to the guide. See that triangle forming?
Yeah.
So now you've stepped out of duality and you're in the reality of only thing sustainable that changes on our planet is when it's connected to the earth, connected to source light, and connected to the soul of the being. That triangulates you and moves you out of the illusion of duality. So practice it and it will work. And I also encourage people to practice with other people's animals and take some classes. Practice makes perfect. The more I do it, the better I get. Same thing with everyone else. There's no substitute for experience, but having the third eye activated while really sending the love from your heart will do it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Linda. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So Nina is saying, I had 3 different types of dolphins, one in white color, one darker, almost black, and then a smaller, shy one. There was a lot of joy and water games, high up in the air and diving down back in the water. Very playful and lovely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then Joy's asking, I know that I have a pink dolphin with me as a guide. Could you give me any insights why she is with me?
She wants to be. She loves you. Yeah. Don't question it. Just accept it. Yeah. Pure love.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could be old friends. You know, I mean, you could be friends with this soul. If not, the soul has chosen you. And either way, it's good.
We're going to take just a few more quick questions. Okay. So Angela, there's been a lot of anxiety, anger, and toxic energy surrounding me in the recent past. How can I get out of it and jumpstart my next step? I'm exhausted by it all.
Okay, well, you need to do a unity breath meditation in the morning. We've been talking about. You have to clear your body and clear the energy within it. And so your prana tube is like this big. I'll use this hand. It's the size of your thumb touching your middle finger. And that runs in front of your spine all the way through your body. So every morning, you know, like just when you're first swinging your feet over the bed, you should be grounding, connecting to the earth. Because there's a lot of changes happened while you were sleeping. And you really need to say hello to your mother. And let her bring that energy up through your body and bring it up to the heart. And then I start building that, you know, letting the earth energy build up in my heart. And then I sit down and open my crown chakra and I breathe the light of source of God down through my crown chakra, which comes through the sun. Okay, so that's the male and female energy that we're all created from. That's your mother and your father, literally. And the third thing then is coming into the heart, and this is where you can connect to your soul. The soul is the eternal, immortal part of you. It's huge, but you know, you can connect through the heart to the soul. This is the part that really makes all the important decisions about, you know, whether you're going to incarnate and what your life's mission will be here, what your gifts are. And the more you can connect to the soul, the easier your life's going to be, because you're not banging around in your physical body using your free will in an inappropriate way. You're connected directly to the master, which is the soul. So when you have that energy in your body, and it doesn't take that long, Mother Earth, Father, Son, and the soul, you've cleaned your body. And then I also use the power of the violet flame. I call it the whales. I play whale sounds. I blaze the violet flame. I blaze it in my car. So I keep everything very pristine and clean energy-wise. And then I don't allow myself to think. Really, I don't. I mean, if I start to have a thought, I just like perish that, bring it right back to my heart. I don't want to think, because that puts me in polarity with there's a right and a wrong. And the truth is there is no right or wrong. There is free will choice, right down the middle. Belongs to you, nobody else. There is no right or wrong. There's just what you do with free will and what you do with the 24-hour day. That's your gift. So be in your heart and think loving thoughts, because, well, you can not be in your heart and not think loving thoughts. If you start to have a negative thought, you're not in your heart. You pop back out. So go back in. Okay. I actually have a movie. You know, I guess we're going to talk about that. It's called Ascension Guidance, Living in Your Sacred Heart, which teaches you to do all of this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that in just a minute. So Angela, we'll go back and watch this again, and or watch the movie, or, you know,
make new choices.
Yeah, make new choices, but stay in your heart the best you can. Okay. So Devki, this is going to be the same sort of answer for you as well. Devki saying, I'm ready for evolution. What am I here to do to serve the world so that I am fulfilled and can help others? And how can I remove blockages in order to move forward?
Yeah, well, the whole show today has been about removing blockages. I'm giving you multiple ways, okay? The unity breath, how to move into the heart, how to triangulate, how to connect to dolphins and whales, how to be telepathic with animals. All of those things will change your vibration, and just absolutely be not willing to think negative thoughts. You just say no. Use your free will and say no. I am love. You know, do affirmations. Listen to positive things. Put yourself into an isolation area where you can bring yourself back around in nature to where you're joyful and happy again. And the real key, I think, for anybody who's stuck in negativity is gratitude. You have to come back to being grateful for what you do have and move from there. Yeah, because the part that you're all speaking of is the part that you have given up your free will. Because your free will would never, when it's in your heart, would never harm you. It would never have a negative thought or a depressing thought. And I'm not saying I'm punishing you or saying you're wrong. I'm saying you can change it. That's all. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be that difficult. I mean, why spend one more minute in negativity when you have all of these answers now around you? And they all work. I mean, thousands of people, millions of people do it, you know? Yeah. So just
and it can be that simple. Sometimes it doesn't have to be more complicated.
I'm gonna tell you, it takes a lot more energy to be negative than it does to be positive.
Yeah.
A lot more effort goes into staying negative or fighting or being in chaos or fear. It all takes a lot of energy. That's why you're tired.
Yeah.
When you're happy, you have a lot of energy and you're connected. Like you're in the light source, you know?
Mm-hmm. MG. So Devki, hopefully that helps. Just go back and watch this again or listen to this again. And there's lots of different tools, different processes that we used to help you with that, okay? MG saying, could you tell me why my cat Luna has started waking me up in the middle of the night? Ooh.
Luna has stopped waking you up.
Started
Waking you up. Well, when the energy, you know, the chaos of the daytime and people are sleeping and the energy shut down, cats are nocturnal. This is when they do their major work. I don't know if you know that. I mean, they're naturally up at night. So she wants you to get up and tune in. You know, she wants you to be aware of the energies that are coming in at that time that are very benevolent. They're very positive, and like to have time with her. You know, that's not where other distractions are going on. Yeah. Just thank her for being your teacher and tune into her. Yeah.
And Anne is asking, this is the last question. We still have to do other stuff. Last question. I lost you, Anne. Hold on. Anne is asking, could I ask how I can move a cough I've had for 10 years? I feel it's an energetic link. Can you please help? I'm sure the dolphins and the whales can help.
I missed the first part of that question. Could you say it again?
She said, how can I move a cough I've had for 10 years?
A cough. Oh, a cough. Yeah, that would be resistant too. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I do a whale healing and clearing. And, you know, the cause might be revealed or it might just be removed. If it doesn't get removed, then I would go to the second layer, of course, which is dolphin DNA calibration, and ask when that cough first came in and how it got created, the scenario, so it can be forgiven and released. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we don't always have to know the cause.
No, you know, sometimes a whole bunch of stuff again gets removed, like the guy that couldn't sleep, you know, or the lady's back that was healed. I didn't even know those things were issues when we did the healing. Yeah. Yet they came in as blessings. So yeah. No, you don't have to be always aware. No, but if it's chronic and it won't go away naturally, or you know, with a whale healing and clearing, then we go to the emotional resistance and the cause.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. So hopefully, you know, so yeah, the whales and the dolphins can help you with that, Anne.
Oh, yeah, with any health malady, any at all.
Yeah, awesome. Good. So, all right. So I want to take a few minutes to talk about the special offer that we have for you this time that Laurie has for you. So if you're on the live page, you can just click on special offer. If you're not, you can go to alara.at/show/Laurie7. So Laurie, there are 9 items in package A, and package B includes everything in package A plus a 1 hour personal session with you. So, all right, do you want to talk a little bit about some of the items?
Sure.
in
The
the
Ascension
package?
Guidance, Living in Your Sacred Heart, it's a primer, and it's really, Master Cat Puddah asked me to do this, to create this film. And it took us about 3.5 years to do it with no budget, but we did. People came, some 60 people worked on it. Really professional filmmakers helped me do it.
Mhm.
And I'll tell you, it's just amazing. So I think everybody should listen to it and enjoy it. It's step by step from meditation all the way to whale healing, you know. And it's an hour and 10 minutes, so it's worth it. There's also messages from the dolphins and whales in the movie. Then number 2, Laurie Reyon Master Cat Puddah Speak. That's a beautiful CD that we have that's it has a conscious time travel. It has Entering Your Sacred Heart, which is one of my signature meditations. Will teach you. You say, how do I go in my heart?
Mhm.
That meditation on that CD will help you and teach you the Tibetan ways, and they're easy. You know, they're easy to do, but we have to retrain ourselves. So, and there's other things on there too, dolphin and whale messages and some nice prayers. The service prayers on there. It's just beautiful. Item 3 is the Living Merkaba, which again is for people who are ready to take the next step in their personal spiritual evolution and return to being attentive to the Living Merkaba process. This teaching comes through Drunvalo Melchizedek and the Flower of Life. I was a student of his back in 2010 for 3 years, and it's incredible value. But it's for only when you're ready, you know, for people who are ready for it. Item 4 and item 5 are my more recent CDs, Messages from the Great Whales and Dolphins. I'm a channel, so I picked beautiful messages for you to listen to upgrade, you know, uplift you. And then the guided meditations are for when you want to lie down and receive healing and go deeper into a healing meditation. They're not to be really listened to sitting up. They're more for, you know, deeper work. Then 6, 7, 8, and 9 are classes and workshops that we've done that are really powerful. Number 6 is Activate Your Dormant DNA, which is, it's so powerful. It's working with the dolphins again. Give you a taste of what that's like to experience the dolphins working directly with your DNA. And then there's an animal communication class where I teach triangulation and we practice talking to people's animals. We have a meditation in there to connect to your spirit guide that will help you talk to animals. It's really powerful. Mm-hmm. Number 8, interspecies communication is a class where I'm teaching people to connect to the group consciousness of an animal, like the group speaker for cats or the group speaker for dogs or dolphins, horses, birds. It's really, really amazing work. The species themselves have much to teach outside of just the individual dogs and cats. Like, just as an example, cats are here to teach freedom and self-love. Dogs are here to teach unconditional love. You know, there's different teachings that come from the species themselves. And then number 9 is a 4-week intensive. It's to develop intuition, your third eye, telepathy, clairaudience, talking to guides and angels, animals, you know, to develop that gift. Okay.
Awesome. And then package B includes everything in package A plus a 1-hour personal session with you, Laurie. So what does that look like, the 1-hour personal session with you?
Well, first you have to choose the topic, which is a life past soul session is us talking to your guides. You send me questions ahead of time. I talk to your guides, write down the answers, and then when we talk, you know, we access them again, and you can ask anything because your guides want to talk to you. Akashic Records is the journey of your soul, so we're going into the records. Sometimes information can be revealed from past lives that are helpful in this lifetime. It's more of, you know, a visit to your own library. Animal communication is when you send me a picture of an animal that's alive or that has transitioned and you have questions for the animal. I talk to the animal before our session, and then obviously we have lots of answers for you. Mm-hmm. And then a whale healing and clearing is just that. It's a core level healing, and it's an hour to get your body cleaned up with the violet flame. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. So that whale healing and clearing, you know, that works on all levels of your body and emotional body and mental body, etc.
Yep, on everything.
Right.
Yep.
Good.
Sort of like having the cleaning company come in and really scour your house.
Yeah. And sometimes that's what we need, and that will give us that jump start, that boost, you know, to move forward or take the next path, or, you know, just start something new, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I mean, people call all the time that have done this work now, and they'll feel like, for whatever reason, their vibration has dropped, even if they've worked in light body.
Mhm.
And they're just like, I need a whale healing and clearing. I'm like, you can do it for yourself. No, I want you to do it. I'm like, how people are.
Yeah. I love
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
Awesome.
you can't overdose on healing and clearing, okay? You can't overdose on love.
True. So all of that is available at alara.at/show/Laurie7. Go take a look, see which one resonates with you. If you like, for example, I think Anne, had some physical issues like the cough. So the package B would probably help the most with that. I think with Dave Key as well, package B would probably help. Angela as well, package B would help, because that way you get a personal session and more clearing and more work, right?
Puddah.
Awesome. I'm gonna like, there you go. Yes, so this is Master Cat Puddah, who works with Laurie. Hello. So does Master Cat Puddah have a closing message for us today that she would like to share?
You want to do a closing message? She would tell you that love is all there is. There isn't anything else. That you're playing in the illusion of the holographic earth if you think that there's something other than love. Love is the answer. Love is the solution. And love exists at the subatomic level in everything that you can conceive of that is materialistic. Everything. The whole universe functions on love. Myriad different levels of love. So find that love and use it effectively. Be love. In fact, that's one of the greatest affirmations you can say is, I am love.
Mm-hmm.
I am here. I am love. I am open. I am love. I am love. Try it. Let's all say that.
Yeah. I am love. I am love.
I am love. So be well.
And as you say that, you're going to
life.
feel something in your heart. As you say that, you're going to feel a connection to your heart. You're going to feel your heart space opening up as you even say that, right?
Yeah. Long story short, she's a tough teacher. I had the 94 near-death experience, car accident and all that, Came back and I saw my whole life review, and that changes everything. So if you can think, you don't have to die to have it. You can just align with me here.
Yeah.
Is when you see your whole life and everything you've ever done, all you ever want to do again is be loving and smile, because you don't want that in your records. I can think of just not that many years ago, I was having a negative conversation with a veterinarian who unfortunately disappointed me greatly. She was not in integrity. And I pushed my buttons, and I got mad and I was angry, and I hung up the phone, and Puddah came into the room. She jumped on the desk and she said, I don't think I'd want that last 15 minutes in my Akashic Records.
Right. Wow.
Said, you might want to rethink that, because that, you want to relive that when you die? And I'm like, no, I don't. So, because, when we're in our hearts and we're living a heart-centered life, we don't get mad. We just don't. There's nothing getting mad worth it. And she was right. So I went and worked on forgiveness for that and let it go. Got a new veterinarian, and bless her,
There you go.
Nothing's worth getting mad over. There's always another way.
There's always another way. Exactly. But just come back to your heart space and you'll find that other way, right? It'll come to you.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. Sorry?
Oh, I just said, and the solution will be revealed.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. But stay in your heart the best you can. Stay in your heart. Just keep coming back to your heart. Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Laurie. Oh, Laurie, we didn't mention about August the 8th.
Oh my gosh, we almost forgot. Okay, let's do that. Yeah. Okay, long story short is when the pandemic came, in March with the virus, I had no, real idea. Maybe I still don't. I don't know. I guess I don't need to know about, how really negative it is, I guess you would say. So I just said to my guides and to the whales, I said, so let's get a whole bunch of people together and let's just move it off the planet. Like I can move weather, and I just, I heard loving laughter, like, that's nice. I'm glad that you're in your power and you think you can do that. And I said, well, can't win. And then, my guide said, no, this is, it's a karmic expression on the planet now. Someone has done something very negative. Created a weapon of mass destruction. It's not of the earth. It's not natural. And it is now a karmic expression that's spreading across the planet. And what I can tell you though is I'm going to go see if we can find some solution energy for people who are in their hearts. So Ventukata, one of the white whales, came back the next day and he said, I have permission now from Source, which has never been given before on the planet, to create scalar waves for people, which is a high vibrational light that normally would just cook you alive. Okay, it's really high. To disable the coronavirus in your body and in your home without hurting you. If you open your heart to it and you open your belief system to it, we will disable it. And not only that, then we will create a cloak of immunity around you, a pure gold light, source light. And you will wear the golden cloak, the golden fleece, it's called back in the old text. You know? And we can do that. And we're happy and willing to do it. But you'll need to give us about a week, because I had to learn the process and I had to get the words right. And then I had to record it, and you know, it's a big deal. So I experimented the first time on about 80 people that came into my Zoom room, and amazing results. Amazing, you guys. You can go to my website and read, or maybe Laura's going to have it on her website now, the testimonials. So we've decided to co-create a coronavirus whale healing day and immunity shield of light. And it's going to be on August 8th from 1 to 3 p.m. Pacific time. And it's $33. And you'll have access to the replay. And there's nothing like it. I mean, it gives you just peace of mind, you know? Just peace of mind. One quick story is a lady who did it, went into the grocery store, put her credit card in the machine after having the healing. And as she put the credit card, her hand touched the machine, this gold spark came out.
Wow.
And
Nice.
like sparked like fireworks, you know? And
Yeah.
everybody saw it and jumped back. And she said the whales told her that they were clearing that machine of the virus.
Oh, wow.
The
Nice.
gold light.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing that August 8th from 1 to 3 p.m. Pacific, right? So yeah, awesome. Good. Looking forward to it. So we just wanted to give you all a heads up.
Yeah, and this is a white whale healing. This is the white council of the ones that normally create light body. These are not earth whales. They're very, I mean, they're all powerful, but these are huge creator God whales that are going to come and help you.
Awesome. Yay. Looking forward to it. So put that in your calendar. You'll get more information as we get closer to it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So you're going to email them?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, awesome.
You're going to get an email.
Yes, so look out for the email. It's coming, okay? So yeah, awesome. Great,
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you all for your questions. Thank you for all your feedback, your comments about the process. It was beautiful and wonderful. And thank you, Laurie, again, for a wonderful call, wonderful show. We always learn so much. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And Master Cat Puddah, thank you for your contribution as well. And all the messages from the Whales and Dolphins. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm losing my voice.
You're welcome. Thanks for opening your hearts.
Exactly. And keep staying in your heart, please, everyone. All right. So thank you, everyone. Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings always. Bye for now.